And welcome back to my channel. I'm Natalie and I'm an artist, an illustrator and graphic designer living in Vienna, Austria. Well, last week, pretty intense. There was no video last week. I was so much swamped with work that I pretty much didn't have the time to film or edit. I missed you guys so much. Do you know when there's so much to do that you actually add to the fire by starting new things? I'm so inspired this week to kind of sketch and think around of how I want to do my tarot deck. I made a little sketch and then a little test illustration, and that's something that, funny enough, I haven't been talking on here like at all or ever, or just mentioning it slightly, but I actually read the tarot. I consider myself a very intuitive tarot reader. I think it's more like uncovering a story. I'm not so much somebody who's learned the meaning of the cards by heart and then goes into the interpretation of the cards coming up, which of course is part of the whole deal. But what I'm looking for is for a storyline, something that combines all the stories together and then gives me the information that I need for the reading. I know that tarot has a very bad reputation, and whenever I have the cards with me, I have people who are really interested and I have people who are really interested and kind of afraid. They fear it's something that does not align with their belief or is kind of superstition, and they don't want to get into that. And I really understand that, because I was raised by a grandmother who still, if I were to tell her that I'm reading the cards, I don't think she would really agree with that. I've come to realize that, as with everything, there's things that are good and things that are bad about it. Let's say if I were to do the tarot in order to read the future and just be really interested in the outcome. Love readings tend to go that way. When will I get a boyfriend? Who's it gonna be? What should I do? La la la. It's very single-minded. That's not how I practice the tarot. For me, it's a reflection tool. If I ask questions, they have to be very self-reflective. Even in clients' readings, I don't like to read questions that seem very shallow to me. If there's something like, oh, I've been single for, I don't know, so many years, when will my partner come along? I will look at the story behind that and see, why hasn't there been any partner since? What's keeping you from it? And how does your past and your behavior and your state of consciousness play into the whole situation? I'm not very much concerned about when will there be somebody, but how can you grow? What holds you back? What's going on in your life, you know? I think if you use it that way, it becomes very much more about introspection, personal development. I'm still very cautious when talking about it in public. People can take it the wrong way. And I think that you can be religious and you can be spiritual and have the tarot as a self-reflective tool. For me, your belief shouldn't be a limitation. My belief is not limiting me to This is really hard to talk about. For me, the tarot isn't something that's going to hurt people or get people into trouble with their belief. I think that religion and the tarot go very well together if you practice it in the right way. But the same thing goes for prayer. Like, you could be praying for, I don't know, somebody else's misfortune. That's not how prayer should be practiced, but I have witnessed over and over again that people do it. I think the intention is what counts, and the way you practice it with an open heart and being honest. I think I'm going to add a section to my homepage where you can just ask to get a reading if you like one. So far, knock on wood, every client has been a blessing to work with, and it's been such a revealing and great experience for me that I think I want to keep it going. So I will show you the process of the first card that I start out with, which is the Ace of Wands. Would you be interested in me bringing up card videos on here, maybe for each sign or each week, or I don't know? Would you like that? Why am I so self-conscious? But I like to bring quite a lot of things together. So you on here have only seen 2 or 3 facets of the things that I'm actually interested in and that I'm doing in my daily life. So I think the cards are just such a huge part of me that I think I'm brave enough to talk about it on here now. Maybe that's something that you're interested in. And if you are, please leave me a comment so I can maybe put a tarot video up here on the channel. Anyway, thanks for watching and talk to you soon.